Okay, what is going on, everyone? Good morning. Welcome to the stream and to a little pre-stream chill session. This is not the Level 1 podcast because today we're doing things a little different. And dependent on how things go today, we may or may not do this, on and off in the future. What do I mean? Well, today we are not doing a formal podcast at all. We're just going to hang out here for a few minutes, get everyone settled in, and then we're going to jump into gameplay really early compared to usual. Usually the podcast would run from now, which is around 11:30 a.m., all the way till past 1 p.m. Then I'd take a break, and then we come back, by roughly around 1:30-ish, and then we would play games from like 1:30 to like 4. Well, today, like I said, we're just gonna kind of hang out with you guys and just chill for like, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. And then we're going to jump right into the game. My goal is to get way more gameplay in this week of Doom: The Dark Ages. I want to see if I can finish the game by the end of the week. I don't know if that's feasible, but I'm playing it at least 4 streams this week. So you would think maybe we could actually do it. All right. I hope we can beat it because I want to move on and get other games in the rotation. We got other new games coming out, and it just seems to take me so long to finish games. Right now, I'm playing Clair Obscur, Blueprints, Doom: The Dark Ages. We've got late night chill streams of games such as Minecraft and American Truck Simulator, and now we've got Capcom Fighting Collection 2 in the mix. How can I possibly juggle all of that and make any progress? Right? Right, Jasper? So that's why we're doing it this way today. It's a little different. By the way, today is Monday, the 19th of May, 2025, FYI. This is just an abridged video / intro to hang out with you guys, all right? If you're wondering why my eyes look a little messed up, it's because I just put eye drops in. I was sitting in here ready to start, and my eyes started burning because I turned on the air conditioner. My eyes were, like, dried out and burning. I was like, okay, let me go put in some eye drops. So I did, but now they look a little weird. They feel damp, so it probably looks like I've been bawling my eyes out. I have not been, don't worry. Big Papa Phil, our first support today, a gifted membership that went to Adam. Congrats, Adam, and thank you, Big Papa Phil, for starting support today. So I won't lie, I am kind of wondering how this is going to go. Why? Because I literally do a podcast every day, right? I've been doing a podcast daily for how many years? 5 straight years, something like that, maybe more. And in a lot of cases, the podcast, a lot of people come just for the podcast to hang out. They'll actually support the stream during the podcast, and then they'll be like, well, I'm not interested in doing anything with the game today. I'm out of here. So without having that, I don't know exactly, what's going to happen. We may have people who don't come by today at all, who normally would be regular supporters. Will there be enough people to come by just for Doom to support the stream? I don't know. Okay. So let's see what you guys have to talk about. I know the big hot topic this morning is basically Subway. My DSP tries it of Subway, which arguably, right, in my opinion, one of the best episodes I've ever done. And the show's been running for nearly 15 years. I want to say I started it like in 2011, 2012. So maybe 13 years. It was exactly what the show was made for. To honestly judge food that for some reason people in America seem to judge as like, oh, this is good. But instead of just saying, oh, I just follow what other people say or I get it because it's popular, to actually try it fairly and judge it on its own merits, which is what I did. And my God, right? Like, good Lord. Holy shit. That food was bad yesterday. So if you want to see a hilarious and, quite frankly, disgusting edition of DSP Tries It, check it out. It is live on DSP Reacts right now. It's only been live since midday yesterday. I take that back. It probably went live around 6, 7 p.m. yesterday and already has over 1,000 views. I'm not shocked. People on the internet like toxicity and negativity and bad things versus good things. If I had said Subway's the best food I've ever had, it probably would have 300 views right now, but instead it has over 1,000 and climbing because I said it was the worst food. Because it is. It's literally the worst food that I've ever had on that show. Okay? Absolutely disgusting. I would not wish that on my worst enemy. I would not ever. By the way, for the record, I talked to my wife about this last night. We came to an agreement. We're never eating a Subway ever again. Like ever in our lives, even if it's the only thing, we're not going to eat. We're just never eating there again after yesterday. That was like the last straw. That was like, you don't make the same mistake twice. Okay? So, no, she didn't eat it. She didn't have any of it. She had a completely different dinner than me. But after seeing how disgusting that was, she watched the show. She's like, "No, that's nasty." I mean, not only was it absolutely disgusting and no one should eat it, it also was expensive. So it's like, not only are you pricey, which you shouldn't be for the quality of your food is terrible, right? But now also it's inedible and disgusting. Actually, I forgot to tell you guys, I did get a stomach ache after I ate it. That carried me into the late stream. Like when I sat down to play Capcom versus SNK 2 last night, like legitimately, my stomach was sick. Okay, I made a big spill here. I'd overfilled my mug with water and I touched it and it went all over the place. So I had to clean that up. By the way, I'll say this, man. How awesome the viewer base is, how awesome my viewership is. Years ago, before I even had a use for it, someone donated a stream deck. They said, Phil, I want you to have this stream deck that hopefully you can use in your setup. Now, back then, this was like 3 years ago. I was like, man, I can't use it because I'm running Windows 8. I have a 10-year-old outdated PC. I can't even update it to current Windows. And this thing only worked at Windows 10 or higher. It sat around in a box for 3 or 4 years. Right over there, it was like sitting on a box or desk or something. And then now that I have my new setup, I've been using it, since January. I love it. I mean, this thing is amazing. Look at all the stuff it allows me to do, the transitions between scenes and everything. That's what I mean. Like, I very much tell all of you, the only reason that I've had the longevity that I've had, that I'm able to do the stuff that I do in the way that I do it, meaning not selling out, meaning not being a toxic jerk to people on the internet for profits. It's because of you. You guys have allowed me to continue to thrive against adversity and against all odds and everyone telling me, oh, you can't do it, yet I still do it. It's because of you. This is an awesome piece of tech that, I mean, it's outdated. Like, this is the old Stream Deck. I had it sitting around for 4 years and never used it, but it's amazing. If I ever had extra time, I would program it better. You could put different cool thumbnails and everything. I haven't. I got the most generic stuff on here because I just don't have time to really mess around with stuff. But it'd be awesome to eventually maybe put colored thumbnails and things on there, like put a Level 1 Podcast logo with a button that says Level 1 Podcast and stuff like that. But yeah, I just don't have time right now. But anyway, thank you so much to everyone who supported me, everyone here who supports me in any way. You guys are awesome. Parasolo, 48 months as a member, earning his Emerald Crown in the YouTube chat. Says, happy Monday. Thanks for streaming on Mondays. You're welcome. Thanks for being here on a Monday. We got a couple of tips that came in here. We got a $2 tip. Why do you bring up living next to the place Subway was founded at as an enhancement to your argument against Subway in your tweet? You weren't alive when they rebranded from Pete's Subs. Because when I went there, they still said it was Pete's Subs. On the inside, they had the original signage. They have pictures of the original store. They still treated it like the original location and had high-quality food. Didn't matter if it said Pete's Subs on the front. That's how the company started. What's your point? You have none. Thanks for the $2 tip. I'm an idiot. And then I got another $2 tip. Believe it or not, you're going viral on Twitter for a vicious Subway rant. Congrats. If you can make 1 or 2 changes, what would you be? Is it possible to bring back the same quality as Pete's? Well, number one, if I am going viral on Twitter, it ain't on my tweets. I never go viral on any of my stuff. It's everyone else steals my shit and reposts it in a toxic way, and that's what goes viral. All right? But if anything, if people see the fact that Subway is absolutely freaking disgusting because of me, then I've done my job. That was so revolting yesterday, I couldn't believe it. All right? I really wouldn't wish that anyone eat that food because not only are you pissing your money away, you're hurting your body at the same time. All right? Now, if you could change anything at Subway, what would it be? It's very simple. Subway needs to actually institute standards, which they don't have. They literally say, hey, franchise, right? So you go to one franchise, and if the person who owns it is a good owner, they're likely going to be holding up to all the proper things, the quality, right? The right amount of meat on the sandwich, keeping it fresh, actually having it be delicious, as opposed to another franchise just slops it on there, old meat, old veggies, half as much as you're supposed to. Do you really believe that when you eat a tuna sub at Subway, if you eat the center of the sandwich, all you're supposed to get is veggies and bread, and all the tuna is supposed to be on one side, and it's not even enough for 2 mouthfuls? Of course not. That's not what they intend, but they don't have any quality standards that they uphold. Instead, they probably have guidelines and they never check. So they just let their franchisees do whatever they want, and then all the food is terrible quality, and it has been for over a decade. It's been that bad for a very long time, and Subway doesn't do anything about it. They just, coast, basically, you know? I still remember when people said they tested the tuna and there was no tuna in it, and they refuted it. Oh, no, that's not true. But they're like, yeah, but we have scientific evidence. We did the fucking test. What are you talking about? So here's the thing. Maybe there's supposed to be tuna in it, but the franchise they tested didn't have tuna in it. Do you get it? But they don't. Like, they're just idiots. I don't know how you take a company that was one of the biggest, most popular in the world for food and you run it into the ground. You have to be stupid, like brain dead stupid. Anyway, so yeah, if I'm going viral for it, it's not, I'm sure I won't benefit from it because it's always people stealing my content. It's not my video and it's not my tweet that'll go viral. We all know that. It's a scumbag stealing it and reposting it. But hey, if the message gets across, then I guess I've done my job. Okay. So we're up to $7 of support. Okay. So here's what I'm nervous about today, and I'm curious about this. What will happen? Because I'm not doing a podcast. This is just us hanging for a few minutes, and then we're going to start with the game in just a couple here. Will people show up and engage and support Doom? Will I hit my goal today? Or because I'm skipping the podcast when I usually get a lot of support, will I now not hit my goals? I guess we're going to see. Because here's the thing. If we're in the midst of heavy amounts of gameplay, and we're in the midst of a ton of games, right? And we need to really make big progress on those games, then maybe I should forego a few podcasts a week. Like, let's say in a week I skip 2 podcasts, right? But I mean, maybe that's a regular thing because, to be honest, do I have stuff to talk about every day? No, not really. Sometimes it's just a hangout session. Today, I didn't have any game news to talk about. It would have just been us talking about Subway and the gameplay yesterday and Q&A for half an hour. That would have been the whole show, right? Every once in a while, there is important game news and stuff that happens. So maybe if that's the case, then that's when I say we're definitely having a podcast or whatever, right? But I need to know that we're going to basically have people showing up for the gameplay-centric streams. And right now I'm nervous about it because I know a lot of people come to just hang out and then they leave after the podcast ends. So let's see how it goes today. This will be an interesting test, okay? Someone tipped $2, says, please don't call viewers idiots. It doesn't constitute a positive streaming environment. Well, then don't say stupid shit. Because you come on here accusatory saying dumb things about Pete Subs and, oh, it wasn't called Pete Subs when you started going there. Well, let's see. My dad used to go there when it was called Pete Subs. He's the one that told me it was called Pete Subs. He's the one who pointed out the signage on the inside that still said Pete Subs, showed me the pictures that said Pete Subs, told me about the quality of the original Pete Subs, because I have a father. But my opinion is negated because you're an idiot who has to be a naysayer to everything that I say. So how about this? If you want to come to my stream and be disrespectful and try to contradict everything I say, you're a fucking mouth-drooling moron, and I'll call you whatever the fuck I want, and you'll like it, bitch. How about that? Or if you want to come to my stream and be a respectful, nice person and just be, oh, yeah, let's have a nice conversation and be nice to each other, then you're a cool person and come on by and you'll be treated with respect. You see, it reciprocates. It's not you come here, you treat me badly, and then you expect respect for yourself. You can go fuck yourself. Thanks. Oh, I've never played Warframe besides when PS4 launched. I played it one stream, didn't really get it, and never played it again, so I can't really speak to Warframe. I know that Warframe is a very popular game that has a huge fan base, but I don't know anything about it. So I won't speak to it. A lot of LARPers today, so we'll take care of them quickly. This is why, sadly, this is kind of why we need to do a little bit of talking before I get to anything, because if I don't, these idiots will sit here and chat, and then when I start to play a game, then they all chime in at the same time. So by doing it this way, I bait them all into saying dumb shit, and I get rid of them early. If there is a GTA 4 port this year, I would like to play it. My one of my ideas was to play GTA 4 on PC with mods over the summer. But there's a rumor that GTA 4 is getting a modern port. I don't know. I mean, do you really trust it with the fact that they claim to do definitive editions of the original GTA trilogy and it was all horrible? So do you really trust them redoing GTA 4? I like the new Doom. Agent Coop says, how do you like it so far? My criticisms are thus. Number one, I feel like, sadly, in some situations, they throw so much at you at once. It's just impossible to be able to handle everything. Like they're expecting you to take damage. You can't play it well enough that you're not gonna die and need to revive because there's just too many enemies on the screen. You can't see them all at once. You don't know where they are. They're sniping you from afar. They're hitting you from behind. Particularly the invisible imps are the most annoying part of the game because half the time you just can't see them and they just get cheap hits on you. And keep in mind, I'm playing on the harder difficulty. I'm not playing on the Hurt Me Plenty. I'm playing on, what is it, Ultra Violence. So everything does increased damage. So because of that, I'm dying a lot. And it's like, damn, it's frustrating because you feel like, oh, I'm playing well. Then you die anyway. You're like, oh, that's very annoying. You know, I thought that I was playing well. I was flowing. I was using all the mechanics of the game, and I still died and had to revive. Like, that's annoying. Number two, I don't like the fact that the early weapons, so the standard shotgun, the standard plasma gun, right? They're garbage now. Like in the beginning of the game, you used them, but now I'm in chapter 10. I'm probably never going to use them again. But the problem is, early on, I upgraded them. So maybe if I hadn't upgraded them, I would have had those resources to now upgrade my better guns. But what were you going to do? Like not upgrade at all early game? So it's kind of annoying because they give you earlier versions of the guns and they're terrible now. You would never use them, but you wasted all your upgrade points on them. So that is a little frustrating. I wish maybe there was a way to respec so you could take the stacks you put into the earlier guns and apply them to later guns or something. But I do like it. I do like it better than Eternal. It gives you more opportunity to explore, look for secrets and stuff like that. It feels more like classic Doom than Eternal did. Eternal felt nothing like classic Doom at all, but a lot of people loved it. For me, I want a game that has some kind of ties and throwback. I think the major problem with Doom the Dark Ages is that it has so much of a story element, which Doom is not supposed to be, that now, if you remember in Doom Eternal, it was mostly gameplay and all the story was like in logs and shit that you found. Have you found any logs in this game? No, it's actually cutscenes. So they actually took the logs and took them into these big full action cutscenes. The problem is people don't want story in Doom. They just want rip, tear, kill, gameplay action. So I think a lot of people got turned off to that because it's so much story and narrative in there. And also, this game, all right, came out at the same time as Clair Obscur, at the same time as Oblivion Remastered, only like a week after each. So because of that, it had big competition. If you remember, Doom Eternal came out during the pandemic when nothing else was going on, so everyone played it. And now this game is the opposite, where there's actually like competition. So I think what's happened is the player base has dwindled. A lot of people were looking at it and were like, I don't really want a story-based Doom. I don't want a sword and shield Doom, you know. And you know, it's fun. But at the same time, I could totally get it. If you're a purist, you probably don't like it. Or if you like Doom Eternal, you might not like it either. You know, it's kind of like this weird in between. So, all right. Any last minute stuff, or shall we get started with Doom, everyone? My goal was to start by noon. Any last minute stuff, any comments, or shall we get set up here? I guess here, let me get the chair covered. I got to get the chair set up regardless. And that's it. So that's it for early support. Do you see what I'm saying? Typically on a podcast, we get good support. I mean, at a minimum, I usually make a third of the goal. Sometimes I hit the whole goal during the podcast. Now we're going into gameplay with $9. So this is my concern. Let's see how it goes today. Okay? All right. All right. We're good? Yeah, no one's really asking it. All right. Let's get set up for Doom. Short, like I said, really short video. I actually made this a video. If anyone's going to watch, I don't know, it's 20 minutes of not much. Let's get set up for Doom. Let's jump in. Let's make some progress, and let's see how we do today. All right? Cool. I'm hoping basically to finish around 4 chapters of Doom today. I don't know if we'll do it, but I'd like to finish 4 because I think we're starting chapter 10, and the game has 22 chapters. So if we finish 4 chapters, we'll be more than halfway into the game now. All right? Cool. Is Vice in CVS 2? Yes. Yes, she is. Okay. All right, let's end it. Thanks, guys, for chilling. Let's get to the gameplay.